All right, what's your subject today? You said you got something on your mind.
All right, so this was a topic that I was, it just keeps circulating, right? But if the only example that the boy has within his home is a single mother, when was he ever taught to be the man of a house? Like, quite literally, like, what example does he, now I'm not even meaning this in like a derogatory way or talking negatively about mom. She's probably a rock star. But what I mean by this is when he becomes a 25-year-old man and a burglar knocks on the door, the literal examples in his head are always a woman going to save the day. Yeah. So he's looking at his girl like, is you gonna go get that burglar or no, bro?
Superwoman,
And she looking at him like, is you gonna go get this burglar or no, man? Mm-hmm. But the question that keeps coming up, like, though, I'm like, throughout all of these things, that bothers me the most is the protection of womanhood. And I remember being in a conversation and something dawned on me or was brought to my attention. I was like, damn, I never thought of it this way. But the reason that why we have so many, or you see so many miscommunications, especially in like the social media realm of like, who wears the pants and all these different things, is like we have so many single mothers now in comparison to generations before. And if you think about this, like literally, the men we have now statistically have a far greater chance of being raised by a single mother, correct? You know, that's pretty normal.
Yeah.
So it's like this interesting dichotomy that no one ever talks about.
So what's the general consensus that's been going around? Like, is it
niggas ain't shit? You know that. Niggas ain't shit. Oh, he saw. But I'm like, it was another thing that had came up was like, who raised you? Why didn't you learn this? And then like it hit me one day, like, what if these men just really didn't learn this shit?
Yeah.
Like, what if they were literally never told, yo, you should always protect, the ladies when they're around.
Yeah. And so for them, they're like, well, you should already know this. Versus I saw this actually on Instagram earlier. It was like, you can sit down and have a conversation, but it's a different subject. We might get into it next, like outside of this video, or it might be this video.
Well, I know it's probably this because I had a chick when I posted on Facebook.
Yeah.
She was like, well, they can look at examples and figure it out, can they? Because now we're talking about literal nature versus nurture, and not biologically, because the nurturing parent who I see every fucking day, you're telling me don't believe this? You're telling me fuck your mom? Like,
that's incorrect.
Yeah, that's incorrect. Fuck with everything she did, even though I'm now, because the best case scenario is I'm a successful male who was born in the single, and you're telling me to ignore everything I just learned to be successful. Or the worst case scenario is I am a terrible man and you're blaming me for never having an example, but the only example I had was no example.
Well, what they're going to say is, what about the guys that was around you?
What about the guys that were around? Like, at this point, there's quite literally a higher statistical chance of the person being raised in a single parent household in the black community. Like, you can almost throw a rock into an ocean of black people and be like, single mom. Unfortunately, but it's the truth.
But that's the truth.
Like, we do have that low of a marriage rate. We do have that high of a divorce rate. Like, niggas is out here single and having babies with whomever for some stupid ass reason. But whatever. We're here now. We got a lot of people who got kids, and then we wonder why these kids are growing up the way that they're growing up. Like, they really aren't getting taught the same lessons.
That reminds me of Lil Scrappy. It's a clip. I gotta say it on Instagram too, where he's like, I don't know what series this is.
Popping off with his mom.
Yeah, and he was like, I can't go to my wife, she hard. I can't go to you, mom, cause you hard. And the mom was like, like that's one of those moments where he actually was trying to get out what he was feeling. Like that's going to your principle, maybe not as harsh or maybe not as deep. I mean, that's deep. It's still harsh. But it's still like the fact of I couldn't be this kind of man because you taught me to be this way and wouldn't give me all the tools necessary. You wouldn't even tell me who my father was, but you had me around drugs, strippers, the whole nine.
But it's the same thing, but not that specific. It's just I can only learn from what I'm seeing. And I understand the kinds, but unless you really get a steady father figure, and when I say father, most people think, well, his uncle was there once a month. That's not a father figure.
It's not a father figure.
A father figure is someone who's there steadily. Like if he lives with his grandfather, he sees him every day. That's a father figure. You live with your older cousin who's 15 years old. That's a father figure. They're there every single day. He's seeing the duties of a man, young man, old man, whatever. She's seeing the duties of a young man. That young youth is seeing a literal man. That's why it's called a father figure. It's literally a silhouette of the father. It's the figure of the father. Like all these words have meanings. Like we have words for these things. But it's just funny to me because we'll say it and then be like, well, no, yeah, the father figure. But did he? The nigga only showed up to like Thursday games, which is great. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to make that sound like it's not helpful.
But it's still a continual presence is needed. That's required to have that type of impact.
Yeah, and there's very rare occasions that I know personally where there's a collection of small father figures that can culminate and have this kid go off well.
No.
Usually it still takes at least one solid dude in the corner, or else he kind of falls by the wayside because he'll always feel like I don't really vibe with any of them fully. Fuck all these niggas.
Yeah.
That's just my small experience though.
And my experience is the fact of like, I won't say whom it is, but there was somebody that I was kind of like a father figure to before I went to college. He could have been at least within the top 10 picks in the NBA draft. He was excited, and I would take him to the park all the time, be there for him. I'm definitely one of the reasons why he wasn't in the game. So, because he was looking up to me, but when I went to college, not UC, when I transferred from UC to A&T, and the people that was like his step pops, good man, but his step pops prioritized like trying to get the business off to support the family, but he wasn't there for his son. So eventually his son just stopped caring. It's like, well, I mean, he come to like some games, he helps me with some homework, but he wasn't like there consistently. It was business to do for the, this is a whole different thing. He prioritized, he thought supporting the family was being there for business, but not being present in the family. There was no balance. So the son just stopped caring. He all right, but he's not where he could be. And it took me a while not to hold that person. Like, well, what could you do? He was broke. In a whole different state, 8 hours away. What could you do? So just piggybacking off your point of like a father figure being consistent daily. I come to the house, you there.
No pun intended. Or as morbid as it sounds, you gotta think about it. If you're the father figure and you leave, it's like his dad died. You know what I'm saying? I know this sounds bad.
I mean, but that's heavy. Like it has to be heard.
Niggas don't think about this shit, but I'm like, if you're like, even most people don't think about that. It was like, well, he had a father figure for most of it. It's like, well then yeah, what happened? He had to go to school. Well, from his point of view, that nigga went from having a dad to not having a dad now. And that can be traumatizing in itself.
Yeah.
Now he went from feeling like he had support to this 14-year-old lost with no support. Father figures are important. Biological fathers are obviously important, but father figure is a man in a continuous role in their life for a continuous amount of long time is important. So it's just unique though, because like I said, people, when you don't think about the aftermath of things. Because like I said, the best case scenario is even the boy who grows up from the single mom, hyper successful, all these things, will still only have examples in his head. And the reason I say single mom, because if she's with somebody, well, with stepdad, then she's not a single mom. If she's remarried, she's not a single mom. So we could get, maybe we could clip this part, put this in the beginning. If she's remarried, she's not a single parent. So I'm only talking about single parent. But if you only have this one example, how do you convey to this man, like, no, you're actually supposed to risk yourself in this situation? No, I understand you only was ever taught, you ever got to see your mom do it. You with your girl now, get your ass up and go get that robber outside. Like, how do we convey this message to that dude? And is it fair, like, to just rip his reality out? Like, how do you do this gently? Like, do we give him the red pill, blue pill like Neo, or do we just say, man, fuck this, red?
I mean, but at the end of not even at the end of the day, adding to that in this conversation, it's going back to something Uncle Hefe has told y'all time and time again. There's 4 keys to communication. Do you mind saying what they are, Uncle Hefe?
Sending, receiving, sending. Like, it's 4 parts, so it's like, you get to send and receive and I get to send and, but any 4 of those can be fucked up. Like any 4, I promise.
With y'all, I think because earlier when I saw a message from people responding to what I had saw, it's like, well, all he had to do was just communicate. And I was like, well, if you're going to make these assumptions of what happened between him and the girl, then you can make the assumption that if he would have came to her with this decision, she was not about to take it lightly and react very violently. But this goes with the communication. So with this particular subject, women, the first step for you guys when it comes to that, if you're in this situation, dealing with a man that is not acting like the man that you were taught that a man should be, then you have to take that first step to open that communication and then respond appropriately when he responds, because I'm pretty sure that it's probably not going to be the best response from him. It's not going to be like, oh, wait, what? I'm assuming it's like, oh, what? What you mean? Or this is how my mom taught me. A lot of men are very sensitive with their mother. I mean, there's a whole song called Dear Mama. We don't got a song called Dear Papa. We got a song called Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
No, we got Dance with My Father Again. That's cap.
Wait, what's the song then?
Dance with My Father Again?
I don't know.
Luther Vandross?
I don't know that song. Drop in the comments if you heard this song.
If you ain't heard Dance with My Father again, first and foremost, go get some musical literacy before you, like, if you haven't listened to that, just go update your music literacy.
Just listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it after we done with this. I'm gonna listen to it.
But I do think that's kind of funny though, if you think about it. Like niggas is so sensitive, but then they don't take the time to learn how to communicate with women. But at the same time, when did you learn to communicate? You never only taught to be in a boy's place. You never got to see the dynamic. If you're in this single parent situation, you never got to see the dynamic of successful communication.
Between the man and the woman.
So he's literally just living his truth, bruh.
Damn.
And now you see why niggas is fucked up. They just living their truth and you mad at them. What are we supposed to do other than try to help uplift each other without the negativity? But I'm just like, these are things that dawned on. I'm like, bro, these men really just doing their best.
Cause so you talked about the male archetypes. You know, the alpha male, beta male, sigma male, and all that.
I hate that shit.
And outside of that, you have MGTOW and incels and all that. Like, so personally, I mean, I see why they exist. It's just when you stay in them for too long, you make that your word, becomes a problem. But like these groups of men have different experiences based off of how they were raised, and they're all with a disconnect with the opposite sex. So when you said that hit, them not seeing an actual. They've never seen it.
Well, that's what I mean. I'm not trying to be like derogatory or like punch down. I meant that shit literally.
Yeah, like you meant literally.
Well, no, not just that. I meant like a couple lines ago. Like, what if men just really never got taught the lesson?
And they never got taught that lesson.
There's things you know. There's things you know you don't know. But then there's things you don't know that you don't know. These niggas don't know that they don't know how to communicate successfully.
So they react negatively.
And then you get into a situation, and then it's like, well, why would you talk to me this way? It's like, it's literally one person speaking Spanish and the other person speaking French. It's sheer miscommunication. And it just dawned on me like, now it does actually tie in a lot to the whole alpha beta thing. I hate that shit. Because something else that like real patriarchs, real alpha males, that's a patriarch. It's people a man or woman that people gravitate to. That's an alpha.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to say that they're an alpha. And the irony is, most of them won't. It's like, you find a goat that will say they're the goat. That means they're not the goat. Now granted, there's times where they'll go, no, I'm painfully aware of all the people that surround me. I'm painfully aware of my circumstance and the luck. And I'm no alpha. I'm just a guy that works hard.
I'm just gun caliber. That's all I am.
Same thing where it's like if you find a patriarch, you find a grandparent, you like, everyone will do it. They're like, I'm just trying to cook dinner. What are you talking about? They don't think of it that way. Someone who's really the center of something like that, a real captain isn't trying to jump out and push everyone aside. A real captain is in the mix. So I say I don't agree with the whole alpha beta thing. Ironically, I believe if you're in the atmosphere of arguing about an alpha or a beta, it's probably all beta.
And I'm just saying with that, on my end, I understand why they exist because of the disconnect of conversations.
Yeah.
But like there is no, and Aubrey Preach actually spoke on this. It's like there is no, like growing up, how we learned different tricks. How we learned different tricks of the trade was with the guys in our neighborhood. Going back to this whole conversation. In our neighborhoods, we don't have like a healthy version of this is how you should act because most of those guys are in jail.
Now.
Yeah, now.
Back in the day, everybody used to be on the block. Everybody used to be in the community. Everybody used to walk to the store.
Yeah.
Now everybody in cars.
Yeah.
Everybody on Instagram. Everybody so far away, you can't get these skills.
So it exists online, but then you don't have most of the ones that's known notably are not the best example. They're agreeing on pain points versus ways to get better and get out of it.
Like more often than not, like that's facts. That is a pain point because more often than not, they just comparing themselves to women, which bothers me. I'm like, fuck, they got to do it. Like, I thought this was man on man time.
Man on man.
And you like, well, she makes my money. What the fuck does she got to do with anything, bro? Like, it's all men in here. It's all niggas.
Yes.
That's the thing that blows me too. They be like, well, she's an alpha. I'm an alpha woman. Why are we creating them? That has nothing to do with us. Like, we have our own shit to worry about.
Yes.
We haven't even figured out our own birth
we got to figure out us first.
Baby steps. So, we don't even have 100% college grad. Men is dumb. Like, we still out here doing dumb. Like, niggas argue about them being the prize. Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever. I'm the prize. I don't care how much money you made, dude. The moment you yell you're the prize, you're the bitch. I don't care.
Yo.
I don't fucking care.
Did you see that one video?
Yes.
with this?
The moment you get on the prize, you're the bitch. It just is what it is. Now, granted, you can be a bad bitch. You could be a fly motherfucker. You could be a Lori Harvey.
Yeah.
You could be a bad. You could be a hottest things in sliced bread, but you are not the center.
You're not the end all be all.
I don't even want to say that. You could be the cash cow, but when the moment you start talking about I'm the prize, you're not the person everyone's running. You don't have to. If you have to yell I'm the alpha, that means you're not. It just it is what it is.
And the real one's gonna identify that quick. But again, it's like that disconnect of communication because they never saw it.
You never saw it. They've never been in a position where, and that's what I mean. Like it's the little
You spitting, bro.
It's the little subconscious
spitting.
joints. Like if you think about it, right? Let's say a burglar knock on the door. That's the moments where biology supersedes all that shit. That woman, I don't care how rah she is, Ronda Rousey would be like, nope, Rock.
Yeah.
I know I was a world champion, but you're bigger.
Yeah.
You're a man, I'm a woman. I was her, but you're him. You got hands, I support, you're the lead. But the reason is biology. Men do hit harder. They are bigger. They do run faster.
Denser bones.
They are. You can literally take more bullets. I know you don't want to hear it that way, my G. Like you can literally take more shots and keep pushing casually. Like your body's literally built for it. What is hers built for? Childbirth. It's a miracle. But that's what everything has value. Extreme value.
Yes.
His ability to protect her during childbirth. All of these things have value. Like that's why all these things break down the way that they break down. Our social structures were the way that they were. That's why it's predominantly men in the military because of all. As you start being honest about the things make more sense. And if you be honest about when the fuck was that boy supposed to learn this shit if his dad wasn't there, everything makes so much more sense. Like if you just be compassionate to the idea, he really might just be dumb, or ignorant. Look, I want to see people take all these, but no matter what,
just spit it. Like just spit it.
But it's like, what if he's really just dumb? Like, what if he really never got like? He was supposed to go to the 6th grade and the school just closed. He literally never went to the fucking class. He didn't even know class existed.
Yeah.
Then when they learn, they be like, holy shit.
And now he doing a whole bunch of stuff.
A whole lot of backtrack. We're like,
I can do this, I can do that, I can do this.
Well, little things like when I tell you, like, when in doubt, women should be protected. People are like, no, it's 50-50. I didn't say it wasn't 50-50. I said when in doubt. What does this word mean? Let's break it down. This isn't even Latin. It's actually a concatenated word. It's when in doubt, meaning I'm doubting the situation. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I don't even believe what I'm seeing. I doubt the shit. When... And not when thinking of doubt, not when about to be, when in that bitch, like I'm here. When in doubt, protect women. But we don't even do that shit. It's like, whoa, I'm doubting it, so I think I'll protect myself. That is what men do. You're thinking of me like, damn, bruh, niggas be, shit's crazy, bro. I'm gonna change this shit, bro. I'm trying to start, I don't know how, we might have some program, fucking online registration, something. We gonna start changing men one day at a time.
Yeah, educating our men in a way that is like actually engaging. All right, now we had a conversation. All right, now this is what we're gonna do next.
Bro, I want everybody to win it.
And put them in place. I think that's also a bad follow-up with a lot of what's going on now is there isn't follow-up. And now that we talked about this is what we're gonna do next.
Yeah.
Go out and do this.
I'm gonna say my next step is I really want to start a manhood. People are like, well, what are you gonna do to change it? I'm like, I had jokes on you. I usually have a backup plan. People think I'm Batman, but I always have a backup plan.
Contingency plan.
There's always a contingency plan, except this was plan A. And I have the full, and I'm telling you, I'm biting the big OG. Shout out to the bruh, Steve Harvey. I want to start a manhood camp. Like I have it continuous, like for young boys, regardless of race, who are in these situations where they don't have the ideal father structure to look up to.
Yeah.
And the kicker is, I know that they're not gonna like it. So I have to figure out a way of marketing and getting them to get there. So baby steps, but I have gone to city meetings. I have learned about how to get city funding, public funding, nonprofit funding. Like I'm like, no, there's a plan. And niggas ain't out here just not doing shit no more. I mean, some are, a lot are actually, unfortunately, but at least one ain't.
Two. Me and him. He's gonna speak for himself. He don't know what I'm doing, but you will know. I'm doing the same thing when it comes to HBCUs. I lost a late mentee because of his lack of he didn't know that he could speak to me. Like he was very vocal with me with different things, but the stuff that he was going through, he was trying to shoulder it all on his own. And then it led to him not being here anymore. I was like, I know, and when I first came to Baltimore for like an internship a while ago, I took public transportation to and from work, 2 hours there, 2 hours back on the bus in Baltimore. I saw everything. And I will say definitely fun fact, when you wear wear a do-rag, no matter what you wear it with, it always dresses you down. You could have on a prestige suit, put on a do-rag like you're going to a job interview every single time. So I'm like, I know everybody's not gonna be able to do this. Like coming from university, I wrote up like a big plan for that, and I'm actually working on getting it enacted throughout this year. To his point, it's like, all right, now we done talked it. People like us in particular, we gotta do it. Like we want to get it going. It's just a matter of stacking up the information, the research, knowing who to go to. So once
I just need time, bro. Shoot, bro. I just need time. I need time for the shit to fall into place. I don't like a lot of it is a lot more doable than people think. A lot of people, especially in 2023, are intimidated when they see the paperwork, the long list of things, the signatures they gotta get. But more often than not, like people be with the shit. Like universities, ball players, like that part is the easy part. You just gotta be willing to like go to the courthouse to get the permit. And the permit will just be like the mayor's signature and whatever. And they might have a 7 to 14 business day project, but it'll just be a stamp. They're usually okay. So it's like you just gotta be willing to work. Like just go do the work. I know we say this about everything. These are the small lessons I feel like we've just lost with the internet. We've lost with IG, we've lost with YouTube. You just gotta do the work. It sounds stupid, it sounds simple. Do it, it's really that simple, 99% of the time.
I mean, even though mine with the Bible, it's like, well, faith without works is dead. I'm gonna show you my faith by my works. And when you meet with somebody that's ignorant, raised by a single mother, and he's thinking one way, take the time, talk to him. You have no idea what'll happen. And it might blow your mind. I've seen it personally. One guy happened to, a woman took his time with him. The amount of output he gives is amazing. Cause he said, he's like, all I need was somebody to sit down and tell me this. Nobody showed me this.
You wanna know something crazy?
What's up?
A real alpha male will do this every single time. And the kicker is, the reason everyone's going to gravitate to this man is because he's always willing to see that person over there who needs help and go, hey, I got time today. That's what a real alpha does.
Free of charge.
Free of charge. He doesn't go, well, I want to be the alpha, so I'm gonna go help him today. Like, no, I just saw someone in hope. I saw someone in need. I'm just like, fuck it. I'm gonna win no matter what. I know I'm being to take care of myself. Why not help someone else? I got a little bit of time today. And then that becomes helping 2 people, then helping 4 people. And then those 4 people helped 8 people. Then those 8 people came back to you, and then you helped 16 people. And then you don't even know how you're doing this shit. You just look up one day and everyone's asking you for all this advice. And you're like, bro, I'm just regular. I don't know what you want me to tell you. They asked me for help. They wanted this. I did it with them. They said, can you do this paperwork? I said, sure. We did it. We wanted to buy a property. We did it. Like, it's just. And
that's what we asked for y'all to do with a God is ignorant. Should it be just for women or men and women?
No,
who you hitting?
First off.
No, I mean, like, in terms of encountering that ignorant man.
Man, it's a man's job to fix men, not women. I want to clip, maybe we should clip that, put that in the beginning of the It's a man's job to fix men, not fucking women. I hate this whole narrative, like, well, she raised him. That's because his dad was likely dead or in jail. So let's call it a spade a spade.
All right, so with that, I ask this question. When a woman encounters that kind of man, would it be?
I don't care.
No, I'm saying. She should bring him to a man to help bring him to speed. Like, I know somebody that can help you out.
Yes and no. I'm not going to put the responsibility of men recognizing that we need to raise our young boys collectively better on women. I'm not. Because at this point, it is a global awareness. Fuck it, black men should get it. If I'm a coach that knows she's a single mom, if I'm a teacher that knows she's a single mom, if I'm an uncle that knows she's a single mom, I'm going to put forth 10 toes down for this boy just because I know she ain't got the support around her. Like, and we all gotta be collectively on the same wave of we all look out for the young boys no matter what. Because the truth be told, that's the only way to improve what we've got going, is for them to have better examples of men. Hopefully she'll find a father figure.
So I guess what I really want to ask is, how should she react to that situation?
I think there's no reaction. I think a real father figure takes control. I want me to be real. For example, let's say the boyfriend is a deadbeat, completely abandons her. Father figure is grandfather. He doesn't ask her, hey, do you think that it would be okay that I be a man around here? No, he doesn't. What he does is he says, come on, I'll take the boy to practice. I see you need help, I'll take you to practice. And then that practice is every day. I'll take him to the bus. It's because he's not looking for a title. He's like, I'm just going to be the man that's needed in the situation. The end.
Right, so I get that part.
And that's what I mean by there is no, does she have to go take, the men around her should, unless she is a fucking orphan, like.
So you're saying like
someone should see this person in the street.
out in the general public, you know, you got the.
I don't want to say the public. I refuse to believe she got your whole family don't fuck with you and the baby.
No.
You get what I'm saying?
Okay, so I'm speaking on the side more so just because I get where you're going from. I understand that side and I agree
There's
with it.
no man around you that can recognize this and be like, I'm a step up for the sake of another young man. And that's why I'm putting the onus. I'm not putting the onus on women no more. Black men is the one that's fucking up.
So with the conversation that you had earlier, that y'all talking about back and forth with the woman reacting to the guy, saying like, oh, why don't you get up and get it? It's like, why don't you get up and get it? When they have that interaction for the first time, that's what I'm asking about.
Oh, when they have that interaction for the first time, hopefully they can have a mature sit down, but that'll obviously be awkward because you're talking about trying to teach no dog new trick. But
it's like, what should she do? How should she react?
With compassion, because that's all you can do. But I mean, obviously, if you're in that type of situation, I mean, not too sporadically because there's someone knocking on your door. But
well, not that specifically.
yeah, like in that situation where she first recognized it, I mean, maybe the first thing is bringing it up to their attention. But at the same time, I don't want to put the onus on no chick. It's not. I'm not about to put no onus on no women. Like, if he ain't got it, he around all women. Like, and again, like, where's the men? Where's the other fucking men? We be saying these scenarios like it's one man and all these women around. Where the fuck are the rest of the men in these scenarios? And why aren't they volunteering their fucking services like good men do? I heard this saying that said that all it takes for evil to prevail is for good men to remain silent. Like, people talk about this shit like, I'm gonna just turn the other cheek. Actually, you shouldn't turn the other cheek. Most situations, you should be a hero and step what we call the fuck up and stop being a hoe. That's what men do. These are lessons that men teach other men. Literally, like, these are the things. These are the man code, honor and valor. Like, these are the things that knights and all the manliest of men we've ever had go by. Are they not? Like, if you objectively think about it, like, be real. Every culture, this is how men operate. Why are we acting brand new when we get to America? Why are we acting brand new in 23? The military is still predominantly men around the world, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just saying, why are we acting like these things aren't fact? And when a man don't know that, it should be another man that recognizes this in him, ideally early, but regardless of when, it helps him become a better protector. That's it. It shouldn't be a punch a dog while it's down. It should be, I've recognized you have a weak point. Now granted, you're gonna have scums, people gonna try to take advantage of it, but I'm talking about the men in his life, like his uncle, his dad, his whoever, his grandfather, the coach that was there his whole life. There had to at least been one nigga, bruh, that was there that could have volunteered to be a father figure, and that's what he needs. I'm not about to keep putting the onus on women. I hate that we keep doing that. Like, there's men in all these scenarios that are mysteriously missing. Bring their asses around. Like, it is, you know what it is? It's a burden. Niggas don't want to say it. It is. It sucks.
I was before you said that, I was about to say out loud, like, I will say in this time in 2023 particularly, it's dangerous.
How?
Baltimore has squeegee boys. If I was to voluntarily try to go up and be an external.
Don't walk up to nobody on the street.
I was like, look.
Let's leave with that.
Trying to, interject in somebody's life out the wild, it's dangerous.
Have them niggas as studs. That's completely different. I'm talking about someone that, I'm not even gonna say that they can't change. I'm not walking up to a fucking gang house.
I'm just making
for
sure.
the same reasons.
I'm just making sure.
But I'm not gonna say that gang members can't change.
No, they can definitely change. It's just a matter of the right, like, moving with wisdom.
But that wisdom comes from what? Lessons learned.
Yes.
From what? Elderly men who learn things like, you don't walk up to fucking gang houses.
Hey, I want to change your life.
If I am going to do that, I need to have an army of my own just so that they stand down. Again, lessons that are only learned amongst men. Like, this is something that I've seen. If you try to go up into a situation like one man, they're going to jump your ass. But if you go gang on gang, they'll hear you out.
Gang recognize gang.
But as weird as it, they'll be like, hey, yo, all right. Obviously, we don't want a whole bunch of bloodshed out here. What's up? You ain't soft. We ain't soft. Let's chop it up before a whole lot of unnecessary shit has to happen. That's men. Like, those are the moments where men's like, nah, he a real man.
Yeah. I don't know about dude, but I respect dude.
All I can do is call a spade, bro. I'm watching the game and I got to a point where I'm like, damn, these niggas just don't know the rules. Like, it just hit me one day. I'm like, niggas really just don't know. They just weren't taught. And that's why I'm like, fuck all that. I'm not putting the onus on women no more. It's on us. I'm starting camps. I'll start marketing my own shit. I don't give a fuck if I gotta buy Instagram ads just to tell niggas to be better men, bro. Like,
they're actually not that expensive, actually.
Look, man, at some point, shoot or shoot. That's all I'm saying. At some point, shoot.
I bet. Any other remarks on this?
Nah, it's probably a fire ass video.
Oh, it's definitely fire. And now that we know that y'all want longer form videos, cause y'all find it like dope, we just gonna cut out all the ums and all that. And put the beginning of the beginning in front of the beginning and the beginning and after that.
We got a couple of cussing. Couple of cussing, dude, cause after I need 30 minutes, you be like, damn, bro, we should probably leave with that. Like, well, it saved me 20 minutes.
And women, again, like you said, not putting it on y'all at all. But if you're doing,
women are rock stars, bro.
But if you do encounter it, like you said, just respond with compassion. It's like, okay, bless your heart. Like my great grandmother said, bless his
your
heart.
heart. And just ask the men around you to step up.
Yeah.
Because it is a burden. I know he gonna look at him like, ain't my son, but your father now. I know it sucks.
Build a tribe.
Build a tribe. That's the only way to build a tribe, though. Like, I know we don't talk about this. There's a reason tribes, mafia, monarchy, they're all under this same kind of pyramid structure. And the subordinates actually respect the generals. They respect the captains.
Yeah.
The captains respect the commanders. Like, there's a reason that everyone actually agrees to fall in line. They agree with the leadership. They agree with following the leader who follows the leader. They're not rebellious, literally, for a reason. They agree in the cause. We can do the same shit.
Structure does not exist.
Crazy.
All right, put it in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let's build this joint up.
Gang, gang. They agree with the leadership. They agree with following the leader who follows the leader. They're not rebellious, literally, for a reason. They agree in the cause. We can do the same shit.
Structure does not exist.
Crazy.
All right, put it in the comments. Let us know what you think. Let's build this joint up.
Gang, gang.